I am a feminist. I'm a proud, vocal, unashamed feminist. So, when you think about feminism, what comes to mind? Do you think about Dolominas, women fighting for reproductive rights, or maybe about women fighting for the vote? Or maybe even bra burning, which, by the way, didn't take place. To me, feminism is about female empowerment. Feminism is about having the same opportunities and chances in life as men have, and not being held back by the mere fact that we were born female. To me, feminism looks like this, and like this, and even like this. That's a little unexpected, right? Romance novels and feminism. A lot of people would like us to believe that these two are on opposite ends. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about romance novels is wrong? I am a feminist, and until I was studying at university, I too believed the lie that there was nothing as unfeminist as romance novels. That was until I ran into this quote by Maya Rodale. Romance novels have been, and still are, the dangerous books that show women again and again that they're worth it. To me, this changed the world. Because, really, most people think of things like this when they think of romance novels. And yeah, the covers with the flowy hair and women with bosoms nearly falling out of too tight dresses and men hulking over them, grabbing them. The two things that come to mind generally aren't feminism and strong female heroes. But would you be surprised if I told you that actually these covers are a marketing ploy? These covers were created for the store owners that would be selling these books. Because romance publishers early on realized that if they wanted their books in the hands of as many women as possible, they had to sell them at grocery stores. And at the time, the people running the grocery stores were largely men. So they did the one thing that they thought would work really well. They appealed to the male sexual fantasy, and it worked. It worked so well that right now, romance is the single largest fiction genre sold worldwide. On Amazon, today, at this moment, 40% of all ebooks sold are romance novels. And if you didn't know that, I'm not surprised. I didn't know it at first either. But for a book that is generally thought of as inconsequential or fluff, that's quite a range, 40% of all ebooks. And romance novels are largely written by women, for women, about women and their lives. Lives that throughout history have largely been ignored. Our stories are footnotes in the stories of men, if we're lucky. But not in romance novels. Romance novels talk to women. In romance novels, women are the heroes. And this puts romance novels in the unique position to talk about things that really matter to women. Romance novels were able to talk about controversial topics like birth control, interracial relationships, or simply the right to marry who you want. But even closer to home, things like leaving abusive relationships, overcoming mental health issues, or even sexual freedom. And I would like to make a note on this idea of romance novels and sex, Because romance novels are often discarded as not as good literature, often because of the sex in them. Explicit sex on the page. But really, showing positive portrayals of female sexuality that have nothing to do with the male gaze or a virgin slut paradigm, how can that be bad? In a world where we are constantly bombarded by images of male sexuality and celebrating that, I refuse to be shamed for reading positive portrayals of female sexuality. And romance wouldn't exist without women saying, I refuse. Because there's no story in a woman who follows what society wants of her. Romance novels feature women with dreams and aspirations that are beyond what her family or society would like her to do. So she will go for that dream, and along the way, she may find a partner, male or female, who will not only love her for her dreams, but who will support her every step of the way, and she will support her partner every step of the way too. And this supportive system that romance talks about does not just take place inside the books. Romance authors have, for centuries, been able to be financially independent of their husbands, of their families. And even if their husband would gamble or drink away the family funds, she was able to keep them off the streets. She was able to keep her family out of the poorhouses, to financially support her family. And I'm one of them. I am a romance author. I live the same dream, the same lives as so many women have before me, and so many women will after me. We write. I am a feminist, and I'm a romance author. And I do not believe that romance novels are oppressive or inconsequential. I believe that stories about women taking life into their own hands, taking their destiny into their own hands, I believe that that is, at its core, feminist. Even if romance does not use words like feminism or female empowerment, their core ideas of women who aspire to something and who will do everything in their power to get there, I believe that is feminist. I believe there is nothing more feminist, there's no fictional genre more feminist than romance novels. So, if you need a little pick-me-up or a little bit extra encouragement, or if you simply need something comforting to read, men, women, anyone who needs just a little extra love, read a romance novel. Thank you.